Gassoff. Sittler, Lanny McDonald, Inga Hammerstrom, Ian Turnbull, and Borja Salming, and the puck is back in the Leaf zone from the faceoff. Puck goes to Ian Turnbull to Inga Hammerstrom, broken up by Sealing, and he shot it wide of the net. Lanny McDonald, number 7, cleared it off Sittler's glove. Sittler knocked it back to Turnbull, and Turnbull goes through center. A pass for Sittler goes into the corner behind the net. Tipped into the corner. Hammerstrom races after it, whipped it out in front of the net, and is picked off by Bob Gassoff, who just gets it out to center ice. Borja Salming's long pass intercepted. Back for Irvin. Irvin over the line with Berenson. Berenson hooked a pass that stopped by Wayne Thomas, and he goes to center ice. Number 16 is Pierre Plante. And also out there is Bob McMillan, number 21. Back for the Leafs, though. Pat Boutet over the blue line. A pass over here to Jack Valaket. Valaket shot it right on. Back up the ice for Jill Marat, playing out there on the defense with Bruce Affleck. McKenny off the boards to Tiger Williams. Williams over for Brian Glennie. Glennie lost the puck. McKenny gets a hold of it. Glennie, a pass up for Valaket. Slipped it through to Boutet into the corner. Pat Boutet trying to center the puck. Got it on a skate. Valaket then to Boutet again. Right front to Williams. Shoots. And a great save there by Sadowski with Williams right in front of the net.
Spring to California.
Brian Glennie from the blue line. Shot it right through the goal mouth there. Just was wide of the net. Otherwise it may have gone in. The puck along the boards. Boutet has his man covered. Play is called. Number Kenny and Glennie. Saw a false start. Here Plante, number 16, moving out of position. It goes by Brian Glennie. Glennie lets it slide down the ice. McKenny going back to pick it up. Chopped it off the boards. Unger centered it. Williams tipped it, but not out. Kept in by the Blues. Cleared right in front of the net. And Pat Boutet then for Williams. Intercepted by Sealing. Over to Unger. Unger gets it back. There's a shot, and Wayne Thomas stopped that. Another shot in front. Deflects over to the wing and out to center ice. Williams racing after it. Valaket gets there first. Over the line. Takes the shot. A good save there by Stanowski. Valaket's got it again to Williams. And Williams is knocked down by Pierre Plante. Then Glennie missed Unger. McKenny getting the puck out to Williams. Williams down the left wing. Over the line. Sealing after him. Takes him out of the play. Cleared around on the boards to the far wing to Bob McMillan. He's checked by Valaket. Pat Boutet trying to keep it in. Unger gets it, though, for St. Louis. Back to Sealing at his own blue line, up to center ice. A flip shot that Thomas has no trouble with, and Borja Salming is back in the net. Over here to Bob Neely. Is out there with Don Ashby and Scott Garland. The pass for Garland. He's over the line. Trying to cut in. Throws it right in front of the net. Borja Salming picks it up. Borja Salming trying to get it in front to Ashby, and Ashby is covered. Salming knocks his man down, keeps the puck in. And he's given a bump by Joe Marat. Turnbull let a shot go. Neely lets one go. It's on the net. Snowski makes the save and covers up. Zone. The puck kept in by Garland. Goes to the corner, going after it. Number 15, Joe Marat. He gets it up to center ice. Ian Turnbull to Borja Salming. Salming over the red line. Fakes a pass. Now he's got it over the line himself. Trying to set up Bob Neely, and it's out to center ice for number 19, Derek Sanderson. He's checked. Neely comes back with Ashby. And Borja Salming is all over the ice. Ashby went down. Bob Neely is checked by Sanderson. A pass intended for Lefley, and that ends up on Borja Salming's stick. Over to Bob Neely. To Garland. It's up at center ice to Ashby to Neely. And Neely is checked by Claude LaRose, who handed it to Borja Salming. Salming over the line. Passed it back. And it's broken up by LaRose. LaRose gets it over to the left side to Lefley. And Lefley trying to go around Garland, and he was checked and brought the puck out to center ice. Up for LaRose, a hard shot. Wayne Thomas stopped that, and it's Borja Salming back of the net. Up for Darryl Sittler. Sittler is covered. puck in the corner. Red Berenson holding it against the boards. Now he brings it out. Red Berenson coming out to his own blue line. Up at center, a long shot. That was caught by Wayne Thomas. Then it goes to Jim McKenney. McKenney over for Inga Hammerstrom. Rolls out to center ice to Darryl Sittler to Lanny McDonald. Lanny McDonald shoots, and he's shot wide. Red Berenson of St. Louis clearing the puck. Lenny trapped it. Now then Berenson, trying to control it, comes up to that blue line and then goes back in his own zone. Now he's starting out again. A long shot into the corner. Inga Hammerstrom goes back for it. Along the boards, Blues with Berenson passing it back, but Rod Sealing was outside the blue line, has to wait for his teammates to get on side, shoots it in. Jim McKenney off the boards, out to center ice, slides down the ice. Danowski comes out of his net, covers up. Then he gets it with a backhand into the corner. Lenny McDonald was cruising there. Ted Urban comes up with it for St. Louis. Into Rod Sealing, too far. The Blues finally get it out to center ice. McKenney shoots it back in again. Sittler is inside, but it was knocked out. Now they shoot it in again. This time it's offside. Ready for his face-off against Jack Belichick. Puck cleared over onto this wing. Bob Hess, number 23, playing out with Gil Marat on the defense. The puck goes back. Here's Pat Boutette in first. He got it out in front, but it was intercepted there by Bob McMillan. Now then, Borje Salming keeps it in with a shot. Gets it again. Salming into Boutette. Boutette trying to center it. Belichick into the corner. To Boutette. Williams standing right in front of the net. Belichick tried to get it back. Unger covered. Finally shot to center ice, and Ian Turnbull for Williams. Broken up by the Blues. Then Belichick gets it, shoots it off the boards, right onto Hess's stick. Hess of St. Louis coming to the leaf line and shoots it in. There's no score in this first period. We have 13-11 remaining. Long pass by Turnbull out to center ice, intended for Ashby. Shot back by the Blues, and Ian Turnbull has it and goes in back of the net. Now he's starting out. He was hooked. There's going to be a penalty there. The Blues are going to draw the first penalty of the game, and it's going to go to number 16, Pierre Plante.
For hooking, we'll catch a look at it here. You can see Plante's stick out, and he's called for hooking. Toronto's power play percentage, 20%, 22 goals.
Puck goes back to Ian Turnbull, and Ian Turnbull, number 2, over to Borje Salming. They're way back in their own zone, but they have the advantage, 6 men to 5. Red Berenson up forechecking along with Jerry Butler, and Borje Salming now starts to work his way out with Neely. Bob Neely gets over the line. Bob Neely still has the puck. Back to Salming, a shot. That was wide. Ashby in along the boards, covered by Rod Sealing. Sealing went down. Is the puck loose? Yes, to Bob Neely, right in front of the net. Scott Garland ready to go, and he just nailed a flip it over top of Danowski. Bob Neely passing it back for Borje Salming. He can't reach it. Salming back at center. Scott Garland was left uncovered in front of the net, and he couldn't get it over. Danowski held his ground. A pass to Salming. Now here they're closing in. A pass to Garland again. He scores! This time he didn't miss.
6.
Shot went wide of that St. Louis goal again. Another shot, and Sittler went after the loose puck and just missed it. Goes back out to center as the Leafs start to put some pressure on the Blues. Now that was lost. A bad pass, and it's Marat getting it with Lefley over the line. Now the Leafs with Lanny McDonald, number 7. He's covered by number 25, Chuck Lefley. It goes back to the blue line. Bruce Affleck getting it up to the Leaf line with Sanderson there and LaRose, but Inga Hammerstrom has the puck, number 11, over to Lanny McDonald. He couldn't get it out, but it tipped off Hammerstrom, so he carries on to center. Just missed Sittler with a pass offside at the St. Louis blue line. Here has gone to center ice for the Maple Leafs between Williams and Boutette. Salming back in his own territory. A perfect pass to Stan Weir. Stan Weir had difficulty, but finally rolled it out. Number 6, Larry Patey, has the puck now for the Blues, getting it back. Cleared up to center ice. Tipped by Ian Turnbull. Affleck coming to the leaf line, and Boreas Salmon just poked that one back, and then the Blues shoot it right in. That's Dave Williams, number 22. He just elects to flick it down the ice. Going back for it is number 15, Joe Marat. He touches it. Icing is the call.
Made that deal from Eric.
Here's the shot by LaRose. Wayne Thomas handled that easily. Boreas Salming to Ian Turnbull. Turnbull with Patey after him. Turnbull gets to center, shoots the puck in. Williams is offside. Pierre Plante along with Bob McMillan for the St. Louis Blues, 21-16. Rod Sealing shoots the puck into the leaf zone, and Jim McKenney goes back, number 18, around on the boards for Boutet. Boutet's got a skate on it, and he's going to keep it there for a... Unger won the faceoff, but couldn't control a shot from the blue line. Wayne Thomas steered that out to Tiger Williams. His pass, Unger's got it, number 7. Couldn't get it over the line, kicked it back, shot in then off the stick of Bob Hess. Wayne Thomas into the corner with it. Williams covered, but Valaket gets the loose puck, goes to center with Boutet. Over the line, Pat Boutet trying to cut around. Rolled it right in front of the net. Williams trying to get to it. Brian Glennie bumping into number 16, Pierre Plante. Now Boutet again with Williams, and that's blocked. It's cleared off the Leaf player Valaket down the ice, so Jim McKenney will go back for it. 9:17 remaining in the first period. Has Valaket in his own zone. Off the boards to Boutet. Pat Boutet to Brian Glennie. Glennie moves over center and flips the puck. And it's called. Makes that line work with Boutet and Williams. Ian Turnbull. Off the boards, intended for Don Ashby. Scott Garland nearly stole it. It's cleared back down the ice into the Leaf zone. Goes over the red line. Touched by the Blues, so play will go right on. Bob Neely getting it back of the net. It's stopped there by Lefley, trying to center it out front. LaRose gets it for St. Louis, and Don Ashby gets it up to Scott Garland. Garland flipped it out. Neely's got it. One man back. Bob Neely over the line. Bob Neely trying to finesse his way through, and he was too well covered. Now he gets another chance. Todd LaRose and Neely along the boards, and they've got Neely pinned there for a face-off. Toronto 1, St. Louis Blues nothing, with 8 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in the first period. Boreas Salming, back of Wayne Thomas. Boreas Salming, a pass out over the line, goes to Scott Garland on the right wing. He tried to headman it to Don Ashby. Ashby after it. It's behind the net. Affleck falls, the puck goes loose, and it's picked off by Gilles Marat. Marat up to center, flips it over the line for Sanderson, broken up, and Neely tried to break away and couldn't. Marat, a pass to Sanderson. Salming covered him. Ian Turnbull has the puck. Ian Turnbull covered by Derek Sanderson, but it goes to Ashby. Ashby fails to get it out. Claude LaRose and Chuck Lefley, and LaRose is checked. Turnbull getting it up to center ice. Claude LaRose will try it again. Boreas Salming and Garland bumping together. Boreas Salming up for Bob Neely with Sittler. And that pass for Sittler just went by him. Picked off by Red Berenson. Sittler and Lanny McDonald shoots it around on the boards. Hammerstrom goes after it. Kept in by Brian Glennie. A shot, and that was knocked wide of the net. Comes back to McKenney. A shot, that's wide. Glennie takes a shot. That's high over top of the net. Into the corner for Red Berenson. Up it goes on the left wing to Lefley. Number 25. Back to Red Berenson of St. Louis. Right out of Darryl Sittler's stick. Sittler going down alone. Here's the shot. That went off Rod Sealing, and it goes back up to center. McKenney to Lanny McDonald. Lanny McDonald over the line, but he couldn't get anywhere. Jim McKenney off the board into the St. Louis Blues zone, and that's Bob Gassoff going back of the net. Gassoff shoots it over onto the left wing. Lefley's long pass went by Glennie. Wayne Thomas comes out, covers up, and holds on. As Valaket gets set for the face-off to the left of Wayne Thomas. Gary Unger goes back to the blue line. Murata's shot, and another nice save by Wayne Thomas. Valaket is given a bump. Valaket comes up with the puck, though. Still has it. Gets away from two Blues. Shoots it in. Sadowski stopped it. Picked up by the Blues. They poke it ahead here for Pierre Plante. Pierre Plante with Unger. A long shot into the corner. And Boreas Salming left it. Wayne Thomas shooting it over to the boards, but not out. Valaket can't get it out. Now then, Boreas Salming in the other side. Likes to pass to Pat Boutet. Over to Turnbull. Turnbull at center. Gets it over the line, into the corner, goes after it. Tried to center it, it deflects off a skate. Pierre Plante lost it to Pat Boutet, who was coming back. Pat Boutet to Williams. Williams off the boards for Valaket. That's broken up by Affleck, and Affleck just shoots it down the ice, and Salming goes back. 5:04 remaining in the period. A bad pass by Salming, a hard shot. Thomas stopped that. Pat Boutet tearing it down the ice. Murat is back there for it, and he just goes behind the net. Up it comes. Number 11, Brian Suter, and he was hit by Glennie. Round on the boards for Scott Garland to Tiger Williams out there with Ashby. A long shot by Williams. Wide of the net. Off the glass. Ashby and McKinney trying to keep it in. Bob Neely shoots the puck into the corner. It slides around back of the net. There's Stanowski with it to number 10. Rod Sealing. Sealing gets it to Bob Gassoff. Gassoff up at center. Shoots the puck into the corner. The rebound cut to Thomas, and Thomas covers up and holds onto it. With 4 minutes. Ashby on the forward line. There's a backhand. Number 11, Brian Sutter, and the puck goes into the crowd.
Coming up in the first intermission.
Larry Patey at center. Sutter on the left wing, and number 18, Floyd Thompson on the right. Ashby there. Puck comes back, a shot, and that was stopped by Garland, and Scott Garland does this quite a bit. 56 seconds remaining in the first period. 1-0 in favor of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Glennie for McKinney. Stopped by Sutter. Now then, Glennie will try it again. Over it goes to Garland, number 25. To Ashby. Ashby had it hop over his stick. Now he gets over the line. Bumped into the boards. Rod Sealing with Ashby after him. Ashby tried to dig the puck out. Neely kept it in. Ashby up to do some more forechecking. Goes to Bob Gassoff. Gassoff, then Glennie ran into Larry Patey. Gassoff comes up with Patey over the line. There's the shot. That's wide. Sutter bumped against the boards. Here's a chance to drive. Wayne Thomas stopped that, and he dives out and makes another one. And Wayne Thomas is good. Red Berenson with Ted Irvin playing on the left wing, and Jerry Butler on the right side for the Blues as they keep the puck in the Leaf zone. Goes to Red Berenson. He centered it, deflects to Lanny McDonald. Lanny McDonald gets out over the blue line with Sittler at center. Rolled it through to Sittler into the corner. Sittler centered it across in front. Affleck gets it right to Salming off the boards. Then it goes right around to Sittler. Sittler centered it for Lanny McDonald. Inga Hammerstrom was standing there. Boreas Salming takes his shot, and Sanowski stopped that. Darryl Sittler with Lanny McDonald. Sittler again. Right in front to Hammerstrom. Score! Inga Hammerstrom picked the left side of the net.
At the goaltender for St. Louis, and somehow it ricocheted off his pads into the net.
Toronto Maple Leafs leading 2-0 with 2 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the first period. Boreas Salming off the glass, out over the line. Lanny McDonald stole the puck. He's three of them going in together. Lanny McDonald shoots. Goal! 5. Boreas Salming got 3. St. Louis Blues nothing with 2:07 to go in the first period. Pat Boutet in the corner, checked by Unger. Then Valaket is dumped. Here's a backhand. Thomas stopped that, and it goes to Williams. Tiger Williams is stopped by Unger. And now it's poked out, and there's a race for it. Williams goes after it. And he nearly broke into the clear, just failed as the Blues get it back at center offside from inside the blue line over the red line.
Suddenly the Blues
Valaket from the faceoff lost it, and it's shot back to the Leaf blue line, and you see Jim McKenney with 1 minute and 34 seconds to go in the first period. Williams for Valaket, and that's broken up by number 23, Bob Hess. Hess of the Blues. Unable to get out. Now they'll try it again. Blues. Affleck. Bearing it in. Valaket then to Boutet. Boutet getting it to the blue line, but not out. Valaket will try it again. Now to Boutet outside the blue line. Back to Valaket up at center with Williams. And that's knocked into the corner. Williams goes after it. Took his man out of the play. Here's a chance for Glenny, a shot. And Stanowski stopped down, and the deflection went over the glass into the crowd. Rod Sealing back to the net. Covered by Ashby. Centered it out. There was nobody there. Back up the ice for number 19, Derek Sanderson. All the way to Thomas. Into Bob Neely, number 3, and Neely gets the puck out to center ice. Back to the Blues blue line. Number 3, Bob Gassoff. Over for Claude LaRose. That is offside at the Leaf blue line. It'll come out with. Puck goes back to Turnbull. Over to Borja Salming to Ashby. Ashby moves out slowly. Pass for Neely, and he just tips it the rest of the way down the ice. Gassoff goes back. Gets it to the blue line. Up they come to center ice, led by number 25. Chuck left lane, the shot. Bob Neely goes back to cover. It's cleared out in front of the net. Derek Sanderson shot, and he missed. Scott Garland elects to shoot it down the ice, as right on the net as the bell goes. Number 21 is Bob McMillan. 16, Pierre Plot for the St. Louis Blues, with Sealing and Gassoff on the defense. Pat Boutet poking the puck to Williams. Williams jammed against the boards, got the puck into the Blues zone, into the corner. Pat Boutet steals the puck, centered it. Here's Williams. Williams shoots, and that one just trickled by the open corner. Valaket for Boutet. Boutet centered it to Turnbull. Turnbull couldn't control it at the blue line. You saw him juggling it there, and it came out. And that's the offside. Wayne Thomas out of the net to stop the puck, and it's Turnbull around on the boards for Pat Boutet, who gets it out to center ice. Blues bring it right back, though, over the line, and Turnbull stopped that. Turnbull's pass, then Salming's quick pass to Valaket goes to the St. Louis blue line. Pat Boutet goes after Sealing. Sealing goes down, and Unger's right there as well, and they'll have a face-off in the blue zone to the right.
A lot of Glenny fans again in attendance here tonight. They've got the sign.
Number 25 and Bob Neely. Up the ice now for Bruce Affleck, along with Sanderson to Affleck. Affleck's over the line. Passed it outside the blue line, and it's trapped there by number 23, Bob Hess. He shoots it right back in again, and Brian Glenny's there. Glenny gave it to Claude LaRose, who got it to Chuck Lefley out in front. Jim McKenney shoots it over the glass, and the faceoff will be in the Leaf zone.
Toronto 3.
Sanderson won the draw. Affleck shot. Thomas steered that off to the side. Scott Garland has it on the skates, and he's going to hold it there for a faceoff. And Sanderson back to the blue line. There's a screen shot that went off Thomas's glove, and that went into the crowd over the glass.
The moment.
Don Ashby wins the draw to Brian Glenny. Glenny's pass to Ashby, and the Leafs break out. Ashby, Garland, and Neely over the line. Ashby stops. Then to Neely, and just missed him with a pass. LaRose gets it out. McKenney is there. Back to Ashby again. Ashby shoots, and he bounced that one. It seemed to hit the post. Ashby goes after the puck again, and Don Ashby has come up with a pretty fast shot. This is your Molson hockey telecast. Through Maple Leaf players in the last month. Don Ashby comes back to Borja Salming, and Lanny McDonald trying to golf swing offside at the St. Louis blue line. Sittler tried to hit Lanny McDonald, but he's gone back the other way. Lanny McDonald then bumped into Sutter. Borja Salming off the boards for Lanny McDonald at center. Lanny McDonald is checked. The puck goes in. Gassoff is covered by Sittler. Lanny McDonald moves in, pokes it loose to Sittler. Sittler tried to get it to Lanny McDonald. Cleared to the blue line, over onto the far wing, number 18, Floyd Thompson, and Lanny McDonald tried one of his moves. Ian Turnbull to Borja Salming. Then to Darryl Sittler. Sittler with Lanny McDonald over the line. Sittler is checked. The puck is knocked in and out again by Patey. Lanny McDonald coming back. He shoots the puck in around on the boards. Inge Hammerstrom goes after it. He's got it. He sent it to Sittler. Sittler shoots, and he shot wide. And Darryl Sittler had a great chance. Back for the Blues. A long shot off the boards. Thomas looked at it, and he deflected it over the glass into the crowd in attempting to clear it out. Stan Weir out there now with Williams and Boutet. Dan Weir to Williams. Back to Weir. Up to Boutet. They're over the line. There's Boutet shot, and that one was just off the target. Here's Boutet out front again, and he didn't take a shot. Still has it. Trying to get it to Williams. And the Blues shoot it around the boards. Jim McKinney moves up. Rolled it to Stan Weir right in front to Boutet. And he tried to poke it in. Williams then intercepts a pass. Tiger Williams for Boutet. Rolled it out to the... It went out over on a high stick, so it's at least recovered, so the play will go on. It was off the St. Louis Blues stick. Sanowski leaves the puck behind the net. Weir and Williams went in to cover their check. And Brian Glennie is bumped. Red Berenson covered by Williams, and Marat has the puck. Gets it out to center ice. Goes back to Brian Glennie. Williams has it at center, turns with Weir. He's checked. Brian Glennie will try it again. Up to Williams. Williams got a break. He's getting into the clear. Right in alone. Shoots. Score!
Tiger Williams makes it.
Dave
Williams
from
Brian Glennie at 4:25. Toronto 4, St. Louis nothing. Ashby stopped the shot by Borja Salming at center. That must have hurt. Now then, Turnbull. Coming to center ice. Over it goes to Ashby. Ashby shoots, and he shot wide. Back for it, number 21, Bob McMillan. McMillan showing a nice burst of speed for the Blues. Coming to center. To the Leaf line and over for Unger. Hit the back of his skate, came out again. Gassoff gets away from Ashby this time to Unger. Unger shoots it over the line. Neely shoots it out. Gassoff flips the puck. That's going into the... And a spectator caught it at the rail seats. With 14:52 remaining in the second period as Rod Sealing hits it over to Bob Gassoff. Gassoff moves up for St. Louis. A long shot wide of Thomas. And it's Williams. Trying to bring it out. Shoots it around on the boards for Valaket. Valaket up at center. Gets over the red line. Shot it in. Pat Boutet races in after it. Passed it back. Williams just missed it. Here's a 2-on-1 break for St. Louis. Over the line. There's a shot. Salming fell in front of it. And that is cleared into the back of the net. Salming rips it again. This time it's over the glass into the crowd as Boutet and Gassoff bump together.
Again, splendid defense. Gassoff and Williams, the two most penalized players in the NHL up to this point, squaring off with each other. But on the 2-on-1, it was Salming back all alone, and what a job he did. Look at Gassoff's penalty records. Last year he had 306 minutes with St. Louis. The year before, 222 minutes. Referee Andy Van Helleman. retreating.
Early, Bob Gassoff, number 3, picked up a nick on his nose. There they're working on it now from a high stick. Now, whose high stick it was, I don't know.
That's the first bit of fire we've seen here in this second period. The Blues have been rather sluggish since about the 12-minute mark of the first period.
Well, Gassoff was yelling. So I guess it was all set to go. The puck comes back. Murat took a shot. It's right in front of the net. Sutter going after it. Thomas is down, and he's got it under his pad and holds it out.
Under them.
Number 6, Larry Patey, as Jim McKenney for Brian Glennie around on the boards. Affleck keeps it in to Larry Patey. A shot. Wayne Thomas has got that, and he is sharp.
Watch it now as Thomas juggles it momentarily and then hangs on.
Toronto Maple Leafs 4, St. Louis Blues nothing. Facing off in the Leaf territory to the left of Wayne Thomas. Sittler wins the draw. Thomas hooks the puck around on the boards to Lanny McDonald. Sittler's racing down the left wing. Lanny McDonald for Darryl Sittler over the line with Hammerstrom. Hammerstrom shoots! Hit the side of the net. Tapped it out in front to Glennie. Glennie for Sittler. Knock for Lanny McDonald. Lanny McDonald back of the net. Centered it right in front. It goes to McKenney, a shot. That hit a leg and bounces back to center ice. Glennie to McKenney. There's going to be a tripping penalty to McKenney. He dumped number 11, Brian Sutter. From Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, this is Wednesday night hockey.
The hockey game, it goes to Jim McKenney of the Leafs for tripping at 6:36, so we get a chance now to see the Blues power play. Their percentage, 24%, 23 goals on 95 opportunities.
Derek Sanderson, Chuck Lefley, Claude LaRose, Gary Unger. There's a shot, and Thomas stopped that. Number 23 is Bob Hess, and the Leafs shoot the puck down the ice. Going back for it is Unger. Unger, number 7, back of the Blues net. Now to the side. Leafs with Lanny McDonald cruising around. Number 21 out there now, Bob McMillan. Back to Lefley with Sanderson. A long shot wide. Lanny McDonald cleared it. Ian Turnbull's got the puck, and he fanned on the pass for Sittler. Sittler let it go. Lefley gets it back to Unger at the blue line. The Blues are going nowhere at the moment. A pass for Sanderson. Ian Turnbull breaks that up and shoots it back to center ice. Over to Unger. Gary Unger. He shoots it over the line, and it's Darryl Sittler back. Lefley trying to center it, did. Cleared by Boreas Solming, but not out. There's a shot, and Wayne Thomas steered that one up into the crowd. What a save. Boreas Solming clearing the puck to the blue line. Lanny McDonald was in the clear. Here's his shot, top, and Lanny McDonald's got the puck this time. At his own blue line, skating around. Shoots it down the ice, and there's 39 seconds left in the penalty. 12 minutes remaining in the second period. Unger getting it back of the net, and bringing it up, number 23, Bob Hess. Hess to center ice. He just flipped it into the corner. Baliket's in first. Around on the boards. That goes. Stopped. Over for Unger. Boreas Solming failed to trap it. Blues have possession. Back it comes to the blue line. There's a shot. Hit the side of the net. Trying again. Comes back to the blue line. Then it goes to the side. A shot right on. Wayne Thomas has got that. And it's nothing. And the penalty is over. The Leafs are back at full strength. And it's Randy Carlyle out for the first time in the game. Number 23. Scott Garland to Don Ashby at center. Ashby shoots the puck into the corner. It goes back to the net. Blues in possession there. Jerry Butler back of the net. Butler with Irvin and Berenson. Brought out by Gassoff. Gassoff takes a long shot. That's wide of the net. Ends up behind the goal. Sent it out in front. Goes to Wayne Thomas, and he holds onto it. Trading on this big face-off in the Leaf zone as it goes to Garland, to McKinney, and McKinney shot that one into the crowd. This is
Pucks cost money.
Ted Irvin, a shot, stopped by Thomas. Randy Carlyle, up the boards for Neely. Neely flips it out for Scott Garland. Over for Ashby. Ashby and Garland going in together, and Garland goes into the boards. Play is called. There's going to be a holding penalty against Irvin of the Blues. Garland's okay. This is your Molson hockey telecast. McDonald into Hammerstrom. Gloria Salming and Ian Turnbull. The puck back of the net. Stopped there by Hammerstrom to Sittler. Darryl Sittler has the puck to Lanny McDonald. Back to Sittler. Back to Ian Turnbull. Back for Sittler and Lanny McDonald. Back to Boria Salming. Here comes the shot. Hit the post. Ian Turnbull was intercepted. Hammerstrom tried to keep it in. It goes out to center. Sanderson offside over the red line.
Oh, now he's really hot. It was a close call at the line, but look from here as though the official called it absolutely correctly. Sanderson being restrained now.
He gets a misconduct.
10 minutes.
Something to...
He keeps it up, he may get more than that. Irvin and Sanderson in the box. Here's the announcement.
Minor penalty, not a misconduct. That means the team will suffer because they'll have to play a man short. They're 2 men short.
Right you are. The 2-minute unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
And they gave them a misconduct.
So he got both. Emil's thinking that would have to happen right now.
2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct and a 10-minute misconduct. All this happening at 10:03 of the second period with Toronto leading 4-0. And St. Louis will now play 2 men short for 1 minute and 24 seconds.
Brian Sutter goes over there to join Sanderson and Irvin. He will sit out the 2-minute unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for Derek Sanderson.
Now the Leafs have a 2-man advantage. And the puck is knocked out over the blue line. Boria Salming goes after it. Salming up for Lanny McDonald. His pass goes to Bob Neely. Bob Neely just shoots the puck in. It's stopped by Stanowski. Stanowski with a backhand right on the Lanny McDonald stick. To Boria Salming. Over to Lanny McDonald. A shot. Turnbull after the loose puck. And Sealing gets it to the blue line but not out. Boria Salming. Over to Darryl Sittler. Sittler shoots. Play is called, and there's going to be a penalty here to Neely for interference. Neely was interfering. He took the player out who didn't have the puck.
A lot of penalties in a short space of time here. First the Blues, and now the Leafs as Neely goes to the box. That helps
interference. Leads 4-0 and have 1-man advantage now. And Boria Salming goes back. Playing 5 men to 4. Lanny McDonald shoots the puck around on the boards. It goes to Darryl Sittler. Lets it go. Ian Turnbull moves up. Turnbull getting in front. Back to Lanny McDonald to Darryl Sittler. Over to Turnbull. Turnbull shoots. That hit Berenson. Ian Turnbull goes back. Then to Darryl Sittler. Now then Darryl Sittler. Coming to his own blue line, up at center. Over the line, closing in. Shoots, took another shot, still has it. Back to Lanny McDonald, he missed it. Berenson races after it, and Boria Salming goes back to cover. Salming, as the teams are now even. Boria Salming, up the center, to the St. Louis Blues. Still has it. Centered it. Sittler tried to get a hold of it. Lanny McDonald is knocked down. And the Blues shoot the puck out to center. Back for Ian Turnbull. To Boreas Alming. Up for Lanny McDonald and Darryl Sittler. Over the line for Sittler and Lanny McDonald. Sittler shoots. Lanny McDonald tried to get the loose puck. Back out on the ice, the Blues have Sutter out there. Alming off the boards. Not out. It comes up in front. There's a shot. That hits Alming. Back up for Lanny McDonald. Lanny McDonald lost his stick. Knocked it with his glove out to center, and Valiquette knocks the puck down into the St. Louis Blues territory, where it's picked up by Bob Gassoff. Now we have Neely back out, so the teams are back at full strength. Back up the ice for Larry Patey. Shot it wide. Williams off the boards, but not out. Affleck keeping it in. Affleck gets his shot. That hit Williams. Down goes Williams. Tiger Williams caught that one on the ankle. Trying to get up. Play is called. Tiger Williams stopped that shot on the ankle, and he is hurt.
We'll follow him.
Unger out of the circle, at least out of the face-off, with Valiquette and number 21, Bob McMillan. It goes to Gassoff. Gassoff of St. Louis shooting the puck in. The Leafs lead 4-0 with 6 minutes and 53 seconds remaining in the second period. Jim McKenney up for Valiquette to Boutet, who shot it in. Stan Weir now playing on the left wing. Goes into the corner. Boutet then bumped into Gassoff. Gassoff took a swing at Boutet.
Again, Gassoff, the central figure here. Earlier, he was nicked by the stick of Tiger Williams. Put up quite a fuss. Now he goes to the box after he nailed Boutet in the corner. Sanderson still in there, serving his 10-minute misconduct. Well, you'll recall on a previous program that Mr. Conn Smythe spoke about his dream of building an Ontario community center for the deaf. This center is now well on.
Play underway. Randy Carlyle out there with Claire Alexander. A pass for Stan Weir to Boutet. Back to Alexander. There's his shot right on, and that was stopped. Cleared out for Berenson. Red Berenson. Checked by Randy Carlyle. Leafs have the advantage. A pass stopped by Joe Marat. Marat stopped by Alexander, who fell. Berenson is checked, and Alexander has it again. Over to Pat Boutet. To Alexander. Alexander cleared it in front. It comes back to Randy Carlyle. A shot, and that's wide. Alexander moves up with a shot, and that whistles high. It comes back to Randy Carlyle. There's his shot. Stan Weir after the puck, trying to get it out in front. Valiquette fights for it, and it's picked up by Red Berenson, who shoots it down the ice. Randy Carlyle goes back for the puck, number 23, back of the net. Coming out with Pat Boutet, shoots it off the boards for Boutet. Boutet has it inside his own blue line. Now to Claire Alexander. Alexander shoots the puck in. Valiquette and Boutet go after it with Berenson. Berenson's there first. Flips it down the ice between Carlyle and Alexander. Wayne Thomas up to Alexander at the blue line. Leafs are changing on the go. It's cleared in. Scott Garland goes after it. Sanowski's out of the net, wrapped it off the boards. Alexander missed it, and here's the chance for Larry Patey. Randy Carlyle trying to get back. Patey going right in. He shoots it in. Wayne Thomas made the save and hung on.
Good rush by Larry Patey as Carlyle tried to get back and had him hold the mouth. Thomas moved over with him and made the save. Dave Williams, they tell me, has just walked off that hit to the ankle, the right ankle, and he's all right.
It'll just mean an ice pack after the game is over.
I guess.
It never ceases to amaze me how these athletes can keep coming back from these supposedly bad injuries. That shot must have been really moving. Larry Patey with the Blues still shorthanded. It comes back. A shot, Affleck letting it go, and it's Borje Salming. Salming getting away from Patey, straight down at center. Over the line, shot by Bob Neely, caught by Stanowski. And another nice rush by Borje Salming. Ashby to Scott Garland. He tried to center it. It's back of the net again. Neely after it. Here's Ashby picking it up. Back out on the ice. Gassoff. Borje Salming gets his shot away. The puck goes to the glass, and that one is over and out, so we'll have another face. Puck was not dropped fairly. We'll do it again. Don Ashby with Bob Neely and Scott Garland. Jim McKenney and Brian Glennie. Toronto 4, St. Louis nothing. Puck comes back to Jim McKenney. Slapped it around into the corner to Ashby. Ashby is jammed there. Now then, Larry Patey gets the puck down the ice. Going after it was number 18, Floyd Thompson, but that was offside. Brian Sutter and Thompson on the right wing. Brian Glennie bumped into Thompson. Neely went over. Garland carries up with Ashby. Ashby over the blue line. Ashby covered along the boards, and Sutter brings the puck out. Long pass. Over the line for Thompson. Drop back, a shot. Wayne Thomas kicked that aside. Here's another try, a shot, and that's wide. The rebound to Scott Garland. A race for it. And beating him to it was number 23, Bob Hess. Now Ashby. Unable to get over the line. Bob Neely will try his luck. Neely. He goes over the line going in, and he just couldn't get his shot away on a nice play as Bruce Affleck got a piece of him. The puck is still loose. Patey up to Sutter. Sutter comes to the line, and McKenney skates him off. Shot the puck. Thompson keeps it in, though, for the Blues. Hit Ashby, and the puck went over the glass. Ian Turnbull flipped the puck to the corner. Unger got it out in front, but it's cleared out the center ice, and Hammerstrom goes after it. And the Blues come up with the puck. Pierre Plante. Now then, it's cleared up to center ice. Goes back to Borje Salming. Salming for Sittler, intercepted by Gassoff. Gassoff can't get away. Rod Sealing getting it up on the right wing, and it's cleared in by number 16, Pierre Plante, with Unger right in front of the net. Salming, a quick pass to Hammerstrom. Hammerstrom trying to break away, and it's outside the blue line on a nice play by the Blues defense. Now then, Lanny McDonald for Ian Turnbull. Rod Sealing flipping it up for Plante, and that was too far, and Inga Hammerstrom feeds it to Darryl Sittler. Sittler up at center. He goes over the line, stops, takes his shot, a hard one, and Stanowski holds on for a face-off with 2:17 remaining in the second period.
Tired his horse. Albert Starr had a big party at Mohawk last night for him.
Okay, Brian, and the puck goes out to center ice where McKenney has it. Jim McKenney, number 18. The Leafs putting on more of a checking pattern now with that 4-0 lead. The Blues trying to get things going. Joe Marat gets it up to Red Berenson. He shoots the puck in. It goes all the way to Wayne Thomas. Off the boards. Back to the blue line. Valaket gets it out to Stan Weir. And Weir was checked by Ted Urban. The Blues now in their own territory, starting to come out, led by Bob Hess. Now then, Marat up at center with a pass to Urban. He's breaking through the Leaf defense, takes his shot. Oh, what a save by Wayne Thomas.
The glove up there.
Pat Boutet goes after the puck with Marat. They bump together. Randy Carlyle around on the boards for Stan Weir. Then Carlyle gets it again up to Weir. Gets it again, this time to Valaket. Back Valaket over the line with Randy Carlyle. Takes his shot. The rebound is knocked into the corner. Urban gets away from Boutet this time. Shoots the puck in. Wayne Thomas out of the net. Shoots it off the boards. And the Leafs have it. Stan Weir up at center. Less than a minute to go in the period. Boutet took a shot. Weir knocked away from the puck. It goes into the corner to Red Berenson, who just shoots it out to center ice. Ian Turnbull to Borje Salming. Salming with 47 seconds to Turnbull. Up to Valaket with Boutet. And Valaket was hit by Marat. Red Berenson up to Ted Urban off his stick. Ian Turnbull decides to go himself, finally checked by Murat, and Boreas Salming headmans the puck. It's shot down the ice. Going after it is Scott Garland. Garland and Ashby, and they hold it against the boards with 17 seconds.
17 seconds to play, second period.
St. Louis bringing the puck up to center ice. Thompson shot it off Boreas Salming. Garland goes after the puck, took his man out. The puck goes to the far wing with 5 seconds, sealing into the corner.
If we look at the financial statements of many teams in the league and attendance levels around the NHL, what has to be done, do you think?
Well, I think that number one, of course, the caliber of hockey that we've played over the years has been very interesting. I think that's what's put the people in the buildings. Of course, we went through a phase there when we initially expanded. I thought we were at the point where we were back to where we were, you know, when we went from 6 to 12. And of course, another league came into being. And the attitude of some of the players changed. Their salaries went up. They become somewhat complacent. But I do feel that particularly the last year or so, that we're correcting that and we're getting back to where we were maybe 5 years ago again. It'll be a long pull, but I think, again, a lot of the obligations will fall on management, also on the players, because they're the ones, when they go out there, they're going to have to put the show on the road.
You know, a lot of people seem to think that the old rivalries that used to exist, that don't exist anymore, could come back and help the game. Do you think so?
Well, I think that, number one, with 18 teams, that it's possibly something that you could look at. You could look at realignment. Rather than playing the 3-3 within your own division and 3-2s, that we could realign geographically, which economically would save you a lot of money. And there's no doubt about it, playing a club, say, a dozen times. In the old days, we used to play one another 14 times, 7 home and 7 away. You do develop the rivalries. And even when we initially expanded, we played one another 5-5, and we played the new division 3-3. But the people do want to see the rivalries. I think that that makes it interesting from the fans' standpoint of view, and also from the players, because you really don't get time to forget the last game you played before you play one another again. It happens that way now sometimes.
What about slightly different rule interpretations that we may be seeing as of this past week or so, because of some pressure, if we could call it that, from owners and managers on Scotty Morrison and other league officials, that the game must be more attractive to the spectators?
Well, I was quite amazed this morning to read in one of the local papers, of course, that this was taking place. I happen to be on the Rules Committee. We met in June. We meet again with Scotty Morrison and his supervisors in August for the interpretation of it. Periodically through the year, they check again. When we want to correct certain interpretations, I think this has been done. It's been done before. And I was quite amazed at the sensationalism of one of your local writers. Again, I don't think there's anything to that at all. I feel that there's certain clarifications which we're quite clear on. As far as changing the rules, that's not going to be done, because that's done in June. And I don't anticipate that there's going to be any rule changes at this time of the year, and I'm sure that certain people are off base in some of their comments.
Do you think that any one of hockey's problems might be the way the rules are interpreted, or do you think that is really the where such comment is wrong?
Well, basically, the big change in our rules from the past year was our fighting rule. And I think the only thing that we needed clarification on was whether or not the fellow who automatically threw the first punch was thrown out of the game, and of course 3 times doing that, and then it was a suspension. I think what it is, you can still have a fight, and if you're playing a contact sport, particularly like hockey, it'll happen occasionally. But I don't think that there's been any intent to encourage fighting. I feel that in a contact sport such as hockey, it'll come by itself. But what they're looking for, of course, is to get rid of the intimidators, the people that go out of their way to take the better hockey players out of the game. And I haven't seen that happening this year, so I think it's doing its job.
Okay, Emil Francis, thank you very, very much. You have a tough job ahead in the third period, down 4-0 to the Maple